Good morning from Vietnam. Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of adventureViV. I want to take a moment to tell you that we are honored by how many of you that have joined the adventure. Our subscriber list is growing and we are on target to meet our goal of 100 subscribers by the end of 2017. Thank you for helping us get there. It may be a tiny step in the YouTube sphere, but it's a giant leap for adventureViV and her cameraman. In our last video, we showed you fun times spent in and around Siem Reap, Cambodia. This aerial video was taken from our awesome hotel in Siem Reap called Residence 101. We don't always love our accommodations, but our stay in Siem Reap was an experience that we won't forget. Very affordable, very comfortable, excellent service. Anyway, it was time to leave Siem Reap, and we decided that we would go straight to Vietnam, as straight as we could. That meant taking 2 buses. First, we would take an overnight bus ride for 6 hours on a strange sleeper bus to the capital, Phnom Penh, wait outside for a few hours, and then catch another bus for 8 hours over the border into Vietnam.
We've just spent 17 hours traveling from Siem Reap to Vietnam. We're currently in Ho Chi Minh City, and we're exhausted. We got to our Airbnb. Welcome home. We decided to take a walk, find something to eat, and here we are. We didn't know where we were going, so we just wandered and saw the first restaurant. The guys here, they just kind of said, sit down. We're like, okay. The menu is totally Vietnamese. We have no way to communicate, and they're just bringing us food. So we wouldn't normally order conch, but we're trying it. Delicious sauces, there's some awesome shrimp, and yeah, see what else we eat.
We didn't know it yet, but we would learn to love the madness of the local streets in Saigon. There was just something so authentic about the feel of it. The neighborhood, the people, the shops, cafes, and the street food.
We made it. I'm standing here in District 3, which is where the locals live in Ho Chi Minh City, otherwise known as Saigon. Sorry if it's a little noisy, but it's chaos here. We're spending 5 nights at this really awesome Airbnb. Welcome to our super cute Airbnb. I love the decor in here. They have cat decorations and Vespa decorations. It's small, but it's got everything that we need, and it's perfectly located to live like a local.
The next morning presented a new challenge. Finding breakfast and some of that famous Vietnamese coffee. We hit the street until we noticed another sidewalk restaurant filled with locals eating what looked like breakfast. I made eye contact with a staff member who immediately motioned for us to sit down. Breakfast? adventureViV approved, and it was only $5 for breakfast. Now that we were fed, it was time to see Saigon.
I discovered a group called Saigon Free Walking Tours, run by university students who volunteer their time. On our budget, free is key. For anyone who's visiting Saigon for the first time, I would definitely recommend taking one of these tours. It's an excellent way to get oriented, and I must say, our guide Lynn was awesome. For our first tour, she took us all around District 1, the main downtown areas of Saigon. When she learned that we are avid postcard senders, she took us to a famous photographer shop. Hope you're subscribed because we're picking out some premium postcards to send out. Oh, and here I found a cat. Oh, whoa, look, it's banana. Right. She helped us bargain to buy some street food snacks. How much? Took us to trendy coffee shop Kong Cafe for the famous coconut coffee, which is basically ice cream and delicious. She took us to the famous colonial-era post office so that we could buy stamps for our new postcards. And then she took us to the War Remnants Museum. She was very knowledgeable about the history of her city and country and passionately shared it with us. Of all of the things Lynn showed us, hands down the most important thing was teaching us how to cross the street in Vietnam. The traffic here is constantly moving in every direction. When the streets are busy, scooters are even cruising up and down the sidewalks. Crossing the road is daunting until you know the techniques. To end the tour, she took us to a secret banh mi shop. So we're here at a popular student banh mi place. I'm gonna call it the secret gem because there's a more popular one with the tourists. So do you want chili or not?
Em nói dạo này nướng thì mình
There was no meat in that bite. You should try this to get a bite of the meat. Is it good? It's delicious. Yeah. Thank you, Lynn. We would have been lost without Lynn. So Lynn, thank you so much, and we're excited to see you tomorrow.
That's right, Lynn agreed to take us on another free tour the very next day. We met Lynn and her friend, Hudson, the next day for a tour of Vietnam's largest Chinatown. We hopped on the back of their scooters and rode about 20 minutes to District 5. Our first stop was a visit to a Buddhist temple, which was different than all the Khmer temples we saw in Cambodia. Burning incense wafted through the air while worshippers paid their respects. It was interesting to see the spiral incense, which supposedly lasts all day long.
After the peaceful moments at the temple, Lynn and Hudson led us through the busy streets to the even busier Wholesale Market, the largest of its kind in Saigon, where you can find any and all goods for very reasonable prices. It was fun to see the locals bartering, purchasing, and selling wares. We saw all kinds of goods, ranging from dried herbs, to fruits, to vegetables, to butchered meat, to livestock, to fresh seafood, and all sorts of other products.
We've noticed locals wearing New York branded clothing since we started our adventure. Like this guy.
New York.
Okay.
And of course, we saw another cat. There's another little one. After a hot afternoon of walking through the Chinatown streets, it was time to head home. Except, it started to rain. Now, rain is a normal part of daily life here in Saigon. It was incredible to see all the locals stop, pull out their ponchos, pull them over, and keep going on their merry way. Almost everyone did this in unison, and it was quite a sight. Our guides decided to wait a few minutes for the rain to pass, but it only got worse.
I guess it's still rainy season.
We were just going to have to ride home like the locals. And this was actually the highlight of our day. It was exhilarating to be one of the many in a sea of scooters trying to get somewhere. Lynn and Hudson were kind enough to share their ponchos with us so we didn't get too drenched. We got home in time to dry off and shower before meeting friends for dinner. We had the opportunity to hang out with one of Justin's friends who happened to be in town visiting. We also got to go out and party. Did I say party? Here we are dancing.
I'm not one for dancing the night away, but adventureViV made me do it. The truth is, we had a lot of fun in what was really our first night out since we left New York.
It was a lot of fun. We stayed out super late, and I felt awful the next day. So we spent the next day sleeping in, and that was okay because it was raining outside. It's our last day in Saigon, and we just had breakfast with our incredible Airbnb host. They helped us get these business cards made so that we could share the adventure with new friends along our journey. Thank you, Calvin and Rachel. We're really sad to leave Saigon. This place may look chaotic to you, but we feel like we've really been settling in and living like locals here in District 3. Now we're off to Mune, where the sand dunes are.
Hungry. Hungry. Turtle hungry.